Blazn,
Hello.
introduce yourself. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hello, my name's Blazn or Blazn. I'm 18 and I'm from Birmingham.
Have you always lived in Brum?
Yeah, literally I was born in the Kiwi hospital and I've always been, from Birmingham. So
What's your background? Like, what's your ethnicity?
Ethnically, I'm Turkish, Congolese, Macedonian and Chinese. A bit of a mix.
What's
yeah.
Macedonia?
Macedonia, do you know like Eastern Europe, like Albania,
Oh,
Croatia?
okay.
Yeah, basically.
Is that where the name Blazn came from?
Yeah, at first, my name was actually Master Blazn. It was a play on words, but obviously I was really young and my manager was like, oh, you need to do something about this. And I was like, okay, cool. So then I just kind of changed it to Blazn. And like my old rapper name was actually Fuego, which means fire, like, in I think Spanish, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Blazn, well, it's like obviously Blazn fire, it kind of just stuck.
Okay.
Stuck? Wow, great English, yeah.
So what was your childhood like?
My childhood, wow. It was certainly interesting, I'd like to say. I wasn't really your average child. Obviously, I was always doing activities and stuff. Obviously, growing up, I had both parents before they separated. But I'd say like my dad, obviously, he's a military father. So growing up, I had very strict rules in place. Obviously, like whiteboards, writing every day. Disciplinary action from my father. And yeah, home life was just kind of that. My mum wasn't really like involved. My mum just really like cooking, cleaning. That's what she used to do.
What was the relationship like with your parents, like with your mom and your dad? How was your relationship with them?
I've always been closer with my dad, I'd say. Because me and my mum, we don't really get along. Like, even now, obviously, she lives in a different country now. But me and my dad were really close. He's the one that actually educated me, got me into piano lessons, and my dad, yeah, I can't lie, look up to my dad. Like, he's always wanted the best for me.
So with your mom, so you weren't very close with your mom at all. So what was it like having your mom as a kid?
I love you, yeah, mom. This ain't that anything against you, but it was really difficult. Like, I can't lie, she caused a lot of trauma, emotionally in my childhood, mentally. Obviously not everyone's perfect. My mom has her own faults and she has her own trauma to deal with. But I feel like, obviously being the eldest daughter as well, it all, like, the trauma kind of stemmed onto me, like got released onto me. And yeah, me and her, just, nah, not the best relationship.
How did this affect you as a kid?
I always felt as if like I wasn't enough still. Like, I always tried to do better and better, and it just wasn't enough. A lot of self-doubt and like self-worth issues, that because of my mom, obviously.
So you mentioned that is it depression? Depression? Just depression?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got diagnosed with depression. Yeah, but I don't believe in depression. So.
But this, you say that this whole situation anyway stemmed from the relationship with
your mom. Yeah, definitely. From about that, literally, I can say as young as 7 or 8, like it was really, really bad.
So then you mentioned because of the depression that they said that you had, you started to self-harm. How old were you when you started that?
I was 8 when I first started quitting myself.
Where did you learn that from? I'm genuinely intrigued because you're 8. Where did you learn that from?
I've got a little story. Basically, I used to get touched inappropriately by a boy in my year group in primary school. And funny enough, this is actually how it started. One day, like, he was obviously doing what he was doing to me in class. And then I obviously felt uncomfortable. I wanted to tell the teacher. It's so clear in my mind. Like, I remember we were sitting on the left side of the classroom. He got a pair of scissors and started like putting it up and down his arm, like in like a cutting.
Like he was.
Oh yeah, like that. Yeah, and was like, if you tell the teacher, I'll cut like my skin really deep. And then obviously it wasn't cutting him; it was just scratching.
Yeah.
It was obviously for an 8-year-old at that time. It's like, what the hell, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a bit crazy. So yeah, that's actually where I learned it.
So that's
from.
that's actually mad,
Yeah.
Okay, so would you say that you were like a happy child?
I'd like to say, yeah. Like, the trauma stuff, it didn't really hit me until later in life, if I'm totally honest. As a child, well, primary school, I'd say I was a happy child. Can't lie. Pretty happy, I'd say. I had some alright friends around me, some good friends around me. But yeah, I'd say I was a happy child.
So you mentioned you were abused quite a lot when you were younger. Was this physically or sexually?
Physically, sexually, emotionally. This was really mainly throughout secondary school though. So it started from year 7 to even like college days. Let's say year 12, a very much patch of my life. Can't lie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So during your primary school years, did you face any bullying or anything like that?
Yeah, can't lie. I got bullied by my own friends, to be honest. It's funny because these same bullies, actually, we became friends, and we became really close with the people that used to bully me. We became close, and then as we got older again, you know, they just showed their true ways and continued bullying me. But
Do you think the bullying in primary school was quite severe, or was just like?
Nah, I think it was just like little, like, oh, picking on you, like, haha this, haha that, you know, just typical, like, bullying,
primary school stuff.
Yeah, primary school stuff.
So you moved on to secondary school. What secondary school did you go to?
A lot.
A lot of them.
I moved school like 3 times.
The first secondary school.
First secondary school, Perry Beaches 4. Worst school in Birmingham. Do not go any of the Perry Beaches, guys. If you want a good education, please do not go there. And this is putting the school down. Do not go there. I went to Perry Beaches 4, which is now Jury Court Academy.
How was that? What was that like?
It's okay. I'm laughing because my dad was a teacher at that school. If you're watching this, you're probably like, you know who I am. Mr. Lufilu. Yeah, big up my man. Mr. Lufilu. Big up my dad. He used to teach me French, funny enough.
So what was what was that like, them being in school with your dad? Being secondary school with your dad?
Yeah, no good. Sorry, I'm laughing.
It's okay.
Thinking about it. Me having my dad in school had its perks, definitely. Had its ups and its downs.
Yeah.
Its ups, the teachers rated me. Like, because my dad was like a cool teacher and that. The teachers rated me, I can't lie. Kind of made me popular, but not really in the best way. Can't lie, people hated me because my dad obviously worked at the school. The bullying got way worse.
Do you think the bullying was more severe?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I was just getting picked on for absolutely no reason. Like, the rumors that were spread about me, the things that were said about me, just everything was just so wrong. Like, I can't lie. I had to move school to St. John Wall. No better, ghetto school, do not go there. I moved school around year 8 because the bullying was just so bad. Like, my self-harm got really, 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 really bad. And obviously it was a topic that was circling the school. So, like, I just had to get out of there, basically.
So when you say your self-harm was getting bad, did you get any help during this time from like authorities? Explain to the audience what CAMS is.
Okay, so CAMS is like a mental health service for children under the age of 18. They deal with like autistic kids, special needs, depression, anxiety, PTSD, all of that stuff. Again, a service I do not recommend unless you want to be in years of agony and pain emotionally. This is literally, every teenager can tell you this. CAMS is not the one. But
so what happens at CAMS?
What happens at CAMS? They tell you to take a hot bath, tell you to take a hot shower, tell you everything's going to be okay, even though it's not going to be okay. They take you seriously for about a week, and then they just push you aside until, you know, you just feel like you don't need them anymore. That's what CAMS is.
So when you were in when you went in St. John Wall and the self-harm was getting really bad, is that when Cam stepped in and was like...
Oh, Cam stepped in when I was at Drewwater Academy.
Oh,
and then
okay.
when I moved to St. John Wall,
Mhm.
I think it got even worse. I've been with Cam's up until, well, this year, because I just turned 18.
Mhm.
I've been with Cam's like years and years and years. They're just useless. Like, me personally, guys, if you're struggling with mental health, pray to God. That's it. Because Cams will not help you.
Your last secondary school, what was that like for you?
My last secondary school, actually, after St. John Wall, after the whole heebie-jeebies of Drewwater and St. John Wall, traumatic, I actually, in year 10, moved to a performing arts school called BOA, Birmingham Ormiston Academy. So obviously they do music, dance, musical theatre, all the arts, all the creative arts. And I can't lie, that school was amazing. Like, it was really, really good in terms of support, in terms of like the education, the teachers, like the teachers were amazing. I can't lie, the school was really, really, really good. And it was a great environment for me to be around, considering everything that I had been through.
Did you... So this was between, so there was another school after Boa, or Boa was the last one?
Oh, Boa was the last one till year 11, yeah.
Okay, so in year 11, you mentioned that you met someone in year 11.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so year 11, I can't lie. Basically, I got groomed by a guy. He was 20 years old at the time. I was 15. We had met through music. He had actually known me since I was about 13, I believe, online, because I used to post, obviously, videos of music on Instagram and stuff. So he'd known me since I was about 13. This guy actually started off really close to me. Like, we had the same friendship group and stuff. We were really close, nothing bizarre, nothing weird. I'd see him as my big brother, quote unquote. Yeah, this guy, it got to the point where he even started coming chilling around my house, but obviously, like, I didn't think anything of it at the time. My mum didn't think anything of it at the time. He actually, this is how we became so close actually. One day I was in town and a group of males, like obviously way older males, like 20s, they approached me.
How old were you?
I was 15. Yeah. Approached me, trying to talk to me, trying to sell me drugs. And obviously I felt a bit uncomfortable. This guy, let's just call him Peter. So Peter had seen like the little altercation that was happening, and he stepped in and he was like, well, stop being a bag of nonsense, you know, the girl's 15. Ironic. The girl's 15, leave her alone, da, 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 da. And he actually got me out of the situation. He nearly even got stabbed to save me from that situation. And then from then, yeah, me and him became really, really close, started chilling, da, 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 da. And then things took a left turn. Yeah, so like I said, the guy groomed me. So
did you realize you were being groomed at the time, or did it take for you to get older?
No, it took me for me to get older. Obviously, groomers, they say, typical, don't tell anybody, you can't say anything, don't make it bait, you know, XYZ. He went around telling everyone we was friends, obviously. Me, I try to tell people like, oh, this guy's my boyfriend, like we've been doing stuff, because obviously I was sleeping with him. Yeah, I was sleeping with him and stuff. I tried to tell people like, oh, this is what's going on. But obviously with my mental health at the time and how vulnerable I was, he obviously gaslit people and manipulated them into thinking that I was just chatting rubbish and that nothing was going on, and that I was just basically crazy 15-year-old trying to say that this 20-year-old sleeping with me. And yeah, that just went on for about a good month or so. He was very sorry. It was sorry.
It's okay.
It was very like odd. Now that I think about some of the stuff that he'd do, like trigger warning, he'd show me like videos of him doing sexual stuff with obviously older of age girls, thankfully. Like, you get me? Like videos of him doing stuff, just like really explicit content. I was exposed to a lot of violence with him, a lot. a lot of violence. Just it was really, really bad.
Do you want to tell us one thing that you still remember in your head from being with him?
You know what? This is like being pregnant, and having a miscarriage at the age of 15. That stuck with me, I can't lie. And that's the only reason he left me alone. So that stuck with me as well. Because obviously he's got a 15-year-old pregnant. You're going to have to run away. That stuck with me.
How was that being 15? You're pregnant. So, when it actually, let me rewind. When you were 15 and you got pregnant, obviously this guy's, how was it, 20?
20.
20.
So
now, turning 21. So now, is that when it started clicking? Like, this is not right.
Not even.
Really?
No. It was only about 2 months after that it hit me. I can't lie. Like 2 months after that, I was in the hospital. Like it was bad. I just crashed out. Obviously, I spoke to people around me, and they were like, "What?" Like they were like in shock, basically. Like, "What? Are you sure? Like this happened to you? Like, like what are you talking about?" Because obviously it's deep.
Where was your mum and dad? What were
my dad was abroad working. So my dad wasn't really.
Hold on, before you carry on, when you met him, was your dad abroad working?
Yeah. My dad would never let that slide. My dad had his suspicions.
Did he know that?
Well,
did the guy know that your dad wasn't
Yeah,
around?
of course. Oh, also how I got out of that situation. This guy lived in the shared accommodation. I only got out of the situation because one of the guys that lived in the shared accommodation, shout out, I call him Pops actually, so shout out to you. His wife was actually a social worker, and they obviously found out I wasn't 19 years old because he used to tell me to tell people that I was 19, obviously. But after some obviously as a 15-year-old, I wasn't really good at lying, so like in conversations that I'd have with them, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, school or homework," and they just look at me like what? So yeah, they actually got me out of that situation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But my mum, I don't know. Like, I don't.
Did you tell her? Did you tell her? Well, did you think that you needed to tell anyone, even when you got pregnant? Did you tell anyone?
I got pregnant. I asked my mum what she'd do if I was pregnant, and then obviously she's Muslim. She's like, "Well, if you're pregnant, then only Allah knows." I'm like, "Girl, it's not really the time." My mum, I don't know. I don't know. Like maybe in her country, not maybe in her country. In her country, it's normal.
Do you think she just like kind of swept it? Or probably didn't believe you, or just swept it under the rug?
Yeah, just swept it under the rug. I think, to be honest. Yeah, that's how I feel. My mum does that with a lot of stuff. Like, obviously, I don't. Nah, she should have known. I'm not saying you should have known, but it was so obvious.
So reverse into like before all the abuse started, when you were young, because usually moms speak to you about this stuff. Do they speak to you like mostly your mom, not your dad? Do you speak to you about bad touching and good touching and
all the time
and stuff like that?
If someone touches you, like it touches your bum or touches you somewhere, come tell me, let me know. But then obviously before I turned I've obviously got sexually assaulted before I turned 15. When I tell her, she just point fingers at me and blame me. So I just stopped telling her stuff, basically.
So you feel like she told you all this stuff when you were younger, but when it actually happened,
she was, literally.
So you mentioned you got sectioned at 15. What was that situation? How did that happen? Is this after?
Oh yeah,
the relationship.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a relationship. After.
Basically, after the whole shazam happened with my man, after the whole miscarriage and everything, I went to France and Congo for a little holiday. I went to go see my dad, actually. To be fair, I did some spiritual healing work and all of that. I was all right. And then when I came back, that's when I started college. I can't lie, I think it just hit me, like what had happened. Like I just went into like a spiral, can't lie. I went crazy. Like when I say crazy, like overdosing.
On what?
Oh, anything I could find. Overdosing, perks, lean, codeine, drugs. I never sniffed them, so they got me. But yeah, I was going mad on the drugs. I can't lie. Weed. Oh yeah. Funny enough, okay, let me just Blazn. Obviously, I blaze weed and it. I've been smoking since I was 12. I do not encourage. Let me just say now, please, if you've never tried drugs, do not try it at all. Please, 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 do not. Weed, yeah, cool. Medicinal, no, just
What medicinal?
medicinal.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is
Medicinal.
that?
Like people like say, oh yeah, I'm smoking weed for medicinal. Like excuses, innit?
Mm.
Dead excuses. Weed is so bad for you. Like even now, I still smoke weed. It's so bad. Unless you use it correctly. Like obviously, now that I'm healing, I can use weed in creative ways or not. I was struggling so bad with drugs. I can't lie. I was going to school on drugs. Like I don't know how. Fun fact: I got B's in all my GCSEs, and I was high up.
Did the
Everything.
teachers realize that you would?
No. They knew about my drug use, about the weed, but I always had a mask on. I always used to wear a mask in school. That's one thing about me as well. I never used to show my face. And yeah, like I just come to school just messed up, alcohol, just everything. It was really, really bad. Even now, I'm 18. I don't know how I was doing all those drugs and I didn't drop. Like I was really drugged up.
So was it just pills or there was more than that?
Yeah, like pills, alcohol, a lot of alcohol. Like I just sip loads of alcohol. And then anyway.
So the sectioning part. So obviously you're on all these drugs. Who noticed and said someone needs to?
Nobody.
You got your self-section.
Oh no, that's because I overdosed and I kept vomiting and I was bleeding out and stuff. I had to go to hospital so they could like obviously prevent me from, I don't know, if I was to pass away or something. Like.
So when you went to the hospital and obviously you're bleeding out from cutting self-harming yourself, and that's when they said they're going to section you.
Yeah, basically it wasn't really sectioning, but I don't know what it was. Like I wasn't allowed to leave the hospital room at all. Like I wasn't allowed to leave. I had to be watched like 24 hours. I don't know. I can't really remember what exactly happened. I do remember though. I was in the emergency room, in the adults emergency room for like 2 days. Like it's so funny. I remember like I had a whole Snapchat vlog because I was like insane. I was going through a mental breakdown. I can't lie. Like even now, people still talk about it and like they make fun of it. Like people laugh at my mental health. I can't lie. People like people that know me, they laugh about it a lot. But now that I deep it, I was actually in a psychotic episode. Like I was doing push-ups. I was doing like sit-ups. I was dancing around. Like I don't know how I even had a vape. I managed to sneak out. Like I was just. It was a madness. Like
so after the hospital, after the actual hospital, like A&E. Did they tell you that they were gonna take you into?
Yeah, they were like, yeah, we're gonna take you to this kids section now. I'm like, oh okay. I was like, oh okay.
So when you're a child and you're section, they don't take you to like a mental health hospital. You just stay in the actual hospital, but there's a section.
Yeah. Basically, I didn't get set. I was too young to understand. Like,
yeah.
I just know I was in the ward. I think it was a children's ward, and then next to me there was 2 crazy people. Like. No offense, well, we're all crazy in it, but they had significant self-harm, you know what I mean? So I kind of realized what it was and like what was happening basically.
So during your time there, do you think that you were like getting better, not because of them, but because of yourself? Did you start to realize like I'm spiraling or something's not right?
I started to realize how bad my mental health actually was. But then at the same time, I can't lie, me being there got me closer to God because one of the nurses, obviously my mom's Muslim in it, but me, I'm still trying to find my path. One of the nurses was actually Muslim and she prayed me Surah Al-Baqarah, and it's like the Quran basically. She prayed it to me, and she was telling me like keep praying, like basically, that's what gave me like little bit like that little piece of hope. I can't lie. Even like up until now, my mental health has just been, you know, but at that time, yeah, like it was mad. I don't know. It was a lot of feelings. It wasn't necessarily feelings of regret. Like at that point in time, I was still very suicidal. I just wanted to end everything. But yeah, I just realized that I don't know. I needed to do something. But I didn't know
So when it
what
was time to go, you wasn't like when they said, okay, we're gonna let you go home now. Were you not any better at all? And they still said it's. But when
Yeah, they just
so
dismissed me literally.
with nothing, with no other
Just
like.
cams, usual. Nothing.
So did they tell you? Do they diagnose you when you're there? Or
I've gone into psychosis.
mm-hmm.
Apparently. I kind of already knew that. Like even now, so like I have like psychosis episodes and stuff.
Did they put you on medication?
They didn't. They were considering it. But my dad, African, typical immigrant. He don't mess with them things there. So yeah.
So after you got out, so you're telling yourself, okay, obviously my mental health is bad. What's Blazn gonna do to get better?
You know what's funny? I never actually got a break to myself to focus on my mental health. I had to go straight back to college and just pretend like everything was okay. I think what happened? Did I get sexually assaulted again? I think not long after.
So what happened? What happened with that?
What happened? I was walking with a friend home, and then obviously he just wanted something from me. Like he didn't really just want to walk me home. He was like, so what?
So the friend, the person that done it was someone that said they're gonna walk you home.
Yeah, we lived
like a friend.
Well, yeah, it was neighbors. I've known them since I was 12. Like not neighbors, but they lived down the road, innit? So was getting the bus yard after college. Or not after college, sorry, after school. Sorry, I'm thinking because Boa. Yeah. Wait, was it college? Yeah, it was college. No. Oh, it's because I was wearing the Boa hoodie. Yeah, sorry, I remember what I was wearing. Yeah, after college, getting the bus home, and then was walking. Got off the bus, started walking yard. At this time, it's like winter time, and so it's getting dark quickly. We've cut through the park, and then just demanded that,
He obviously said no.
Yeah, obviously. He wasn't taking no for our answer. And then he was like, just for 1 minute. The only reason he didn't do me down there is because I was on my period, and he saw that, but I was still forced to give him head, That pushed me back a lot.
So you, like with your mental health?
Yeah. There was just a lot. Yeah, I can't lie.
So then after that situation, I'm assuming you're just cutting yourself again. It's just going bad. Are you doing drugs again, trying to suicidal?
The drugs, I was literally, I don't know how I was doing this. I was like going college pinged off my head, like doing Molly, like perks. I was off it, but I was still attending college.
Where was you getting the money to buy all these drugs?
I can't lie. My dad just gives me a lot of money in it, so I'd say obviously, and I'd get drugs for free as well sometimes. So yeah, I'd just be like, Dad, can I have like £10 for like Roblox or for Fortnite or like whatever, or for music?
Did your dad ever find out even now, that you were doing drugs?
Yeah, I was even selling drugs at one point. I was shutting. I can't believe that. That is so ghetto. That is so horrible. I can't believe I did that. But my dad literally like confessed to me, like, I know what you were doing, but I didn't know what to do. Like,
at least he said he didn't know what to do.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do, obviously. Now, like, I'm older. Now that I'm 18, like, I told him that, let me smoke sometimes. Like, my dad and drugs, he hates drugs. Like,
yeah. So after that, now, is that whole thing, your mental health is spiraling again? Was there a point where you thought, okay, I need to do something for me. Yeah. I need to do something was there a point where you thought, I actually want to fight for my life, I want to stay alive?
I'd say about, let's say it got into, was it how old was it? Last year, about, let's say June time or May time. Oh, story time! Basically, I actually got kicked out of the college that I was going to.
Boa?
No,
You don't have to say.
The
I just thought it was
household in college.
Oh, okay.
The household in college. I got kicked out because I had a fight with a girl. I actually stood up for myself. She called me the B word, said she was gonna smack a bottle off my head just because someone else shot a water gun at her. I asked for an apology. She wasn't giving me an apology. I said, I'm not gonna be bullied anymore because you're just like trying to bully me in front of all these people. If you don't say sorry, I'm gonna beat you up, and that's what I did. Yeah, and I'm very proud. I'm not obviously proud of myself, but I've never had a fight in my life before.
But you stood up for yourself.
And I stood up for myself, and the girl was older than me. Well, 17, 10, and 18. I was only 16 at the time. So, she told police. Obviously, fast forward the case, police. Obviously, I didn't get bagged. Like, they asked me if I wanted to press charges on her because I had receipts of like what she was doing.
Yeah.
And then like I was like, no, I'm not trying to ruin her life. You get me? Like, she tried to ruin mine. I'm not that petty. It's a fight. She obviously had a problem. I don't know. Like, so I just left that. But yeah, I got kicked out, and then from then on, I was like, like something needs to happen because I was doing A levels, or psychology and music A levels. You get me? I was doing like A levels. I was trying my best. I can't lie. I'm not gonna lie. I flopped all my exams because mental health. Like, my mental health was really bad. Like, I wasn't attending college. Like, I literally had meetings about it. Most of the time I was not in isolation, but I was in a room doing work by myself because I couldn't deal with the anxiety from other people and stuff like that. So yeah, flopped my A levels. Obviously, I was like, nah, on this, like, I need to do something. Music obviously had always been like a big part of my life. I was like, safe. I stopped making music as much because I was getting bullied for it, but then I started making it again. I went on JTube, the rap game. I was obviously the youngest one on there. I was known as the 16-year-old. That's why everyone thinks I'm still like 15 or 16 because like everyone just calls me that. But I went on JTube rap game, and then from there, I can't lie, things changed around. Like, I got a couple 100K on YouTube, and then I started posting on TikTok more. And then I actually got found by my manager, Albi Saliba. Shout out Shaka, Sam Albi. He actually found me. I got signed to Saliba Music Group when I was 16. So that was a very, very big time in my life for me. Like, after I just got kicked out and this and that. But I can definitely say that happened because I was praying. Like, after I got kicked out, like, I'm not a naughty child. Do you know what I mean? I was a troubled child. So I was just trying my best, trying to pick myself up.
Do you think the whole, doing your music, and do you think that helps you a lot with your mental health?
True. I can say yeah, no. The hate is really, 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 really bad. Like,
but you do good. How I found you is from TikTok, and I think you were like freestyling. Like, every time someone said something, you tell them to say something, and you'll freestyle off of whatever they've commented, and people were like giving you loads of hate, but you were just firm in it. Like, it was almost like no one was saying anything.
Yeah, I'm used to hate. I'm used to bullying. Obviously, you see my pen games now this year. When I was 17. I just say, I was definitely, well, for those with sense, I was obviously trolling, taking a mic, but I had some bars in there. Rewind and listen. But the pen game thing, just like, the hate was mad. Like, even now, the hate I get is just mad. I brush it off because at the end of the day, people tell me I'm humble myself, but I know what I'm good at.
Do you think you brush it off though, because the things that they say is nothing, and you've been through way more than
it gets to me. I've tried to kill myself because of the hate comments.
Oh, okay.
I've genuinely, like, that's why, oh my god, not the recent one. In like was it February? Yeah, I tried to actually kill myself because of the hate. It was just so bad. Like, I used to wake up to death threats, like, grown men, like, just grown men, even TikTok people ish. Yeah, you 20-year-old, I'm calling you out because you're a nonce. Yeah, saying the most about me. Obviously, I'm 17. Like, if I'm getting grown men telling me, oh, they're gonna spit on me, kill yourself, slit your wrist, over a rap battle, over me having fun. I was like, if it's me having fun, if I'm serious, I can't do this. So it obviously took a toll on my mental health, and the self-harm was really bad.
Yeah.
I turned mad as well. Like, I was cussing everyone on the internet. I was doing the most. I was calling people this, that, using inappropriate language, trying to cuss out the whole world. For what? Because
of the
because
hate.
of that. But then again, that's my own. I take responsibility because if I had healed from my traumas and stuff, I could have just brushed it off.
What do you do now to to help yourself heal? Like, do you do like therapy, or
Nah,
would you?
my
Would you do any therapy?
no, I've been in therapy a long time.
Do you
I don't agree with it. I feel like spiritual healing, God definitely help. Recently I did a spiritual cleanse because of a situation that just happened. I can't really say, guys, but I got gang raped. I can't really talk much on the situation, but yeah, that happened. And my boyfriend's mom, actually, she's very spiritual. Lucky to have found her. We did a spiritual cleanse, like balancing the chakras and all of that, and just praying basically. And I can't lie, that has genuinely helped me a lot. Like, I feel like, honestly, praying, just having faith, being positive, like loving myself, because obviously cutting myself, I don't harm myself anymore, I'm happy to say. I'm a month clean now, but like harming myself and doing harm to myself just wasn't the way. Like, if I'm harming myself, I'm literally allowing others to harm me. Like, how I treat myself is how others are going to treat me. Like, treat people how you want to be treated, treat yourself how you want to be treated.
When did you realize that?
Recently, just literally the other day. Like, the other day, it's like, I've always known it though. I've always known it. Like, my circle of friendship, like my friendship circle, obviously a lot of trauma people, like troubled people, like with baggage and trauma. I'm that friend that says, yeah, don't cut yourself, motivate yourself, go gym, look after yourself, da, 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 da. And I'm thinking, yeah, but I'm telling everyone this, but I'm being a hypocrite. Like, I'm being such a hypocrite. Like, I'm telling people this and I'm not doing better for myself. I can't control what others do. I can control how I feel and what I do, basically. And I leave it up to God. And that's how I'm, like, healed and, yeah, worked past it.
So what's next for Blazn?
What's next for Blazn? Good question. Right now we're just dropping some music, run it up and out now. I've dropped 2 music videos so far. I'm just trying to make music that connects with the soul. I'm not battle rapping no more.
Okay. What advice do you have for young people dealing with their mental health?
I know this is so typical, and everyone says, it's gonna get better, there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's actually true. Like, it's actually true. And I'm the most stubborn person in the world. It will get better, but you just have to believe that it will get better. Don't hurt yourself. I know it's like, it's an addiction. It can feel nice. It can feel like a release. It's nice to do. As crazy as it sounds, I understand. But don't do it. Just look after yourself. Obviously, clean space, clean mind. That's also something I want to touch on. If your surroundings are clear and you've got a clean space around you, and like everything around you is fresh, like I'm talking about like your room, like your home area, then your mind will be clean as well. It's obviously, there's depression rooms and stuff, like obviously if you struggle with mental health, you'd know, and it feels like you can't conquer anything. But once you conquer that room, I promise you, as little as it seems, like it will actually help you. But yeah, don't harm yourself. Try your best not to harm yourself. Don't do drugs. Don't smoke weed. Please don't. Just, obviously not everyone believes in God. If you do believe in God, pray, 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 pray. If you don't believe in God, know that you got people around you that love you, and you got to stay strong, and you never know who you could help in future or what your purpose in life is. So yeah, just be positive, don't hurt yourself.
So what about young girls or young boys as well, because it can happen to boys as well, if they have people around them that want to like groom them, or like older people trying to be in relationships?
That's not your man, sis. That's not your man. Age gaps, yeah. Who am I to talk? If you're under the age of 18, don't be talking to nobody over the age of 18, please. Doesn't matter how under 18 you are. But honestly, if that person is 5 years older than you, come on, run away. Like, I can't lie. Men will tell you lies. They'll push you a certain way. They'll tell you to do things, either for money, for drugs, for anything. Like, you might not even realize. Obviously, when people get groomed, they don't realize that they're getting groomed. Like, grooming can happen. It doesn't own, like, anyone can get groomed. Like, literally, like, you could be so oblivious to it. Just know who you're talking to. Stranger danger, for real. Don't just be linking, man. Don't be hopping in nobody's cars. Always have your location on. tell your parents where you are. Like, honestly, yeah, now that I'm older, oh my God, like, I just turned 18, yeah, I'm not a big girl yet, but now that I'm older, I honestly realize your parents are just trying to protect you. Like, listen to your parents. I swear down, like, me, yeah, everyone, yeah, I'm actually saying this, yeah, like, me, yeah, me with the guy that got tattooed herself at 15. Listen to your parents. Don't be fast. Don't be chatting to this man. Look after yourself. I can't lie. I'm not being that person that's saying, oh yeah, I put myself in situations, or if you do this, you're going to put yourself in this situation. But when people say it can be prevented, it can be prevented. Wrong place, wrong time is a real thing. If you stay yard, if you're doing the right things, yeah, and doing right by you, and you know you're not doing no stupid things, then you're going to be okay. I'm not a victim blame. Like me, yeah, I've been abused my whole life. Like, trust me. But I can take responsibility and say, if I was home by a certain time, if I would listen to my parents, if I didn't go chat to this boy, if I didn't go do that, I would not have been in a lot of situations that I'm in now. Don't trust nobody. Trust yourself and trust your parents, or trust those close around you. Don't be trusting nobody, and don't be giving yourself to nobody. And also, your body's a temple. Respect your body.
So what's next for Blazn?
Oh, what's next for Blazn? Obviously more TikTok lives because I'm 18 now. But something to do with, Los Angeles, welcome to death row, something like that. I don't know. Big things, I can't lie. Talking to, a couple labels, seeing what they say. Not trying to sell my soul, so I'm being careful because I don't really know how this music industry works. But, good people, big names, got a couple eyes on me, can't lie. Don't want to give too much away. More music. I don't know, might even be learning a new language. Stay tuned for that. No more 8 languages. Might up it to 9. New beginnings, new me. I'm not rapping as much anymore. I'm gonna be singing, doing more R&B as I grow into an adult.
Right, well, thank you for coming to the stool today. So let people know where they can find you. Instagram, TikTok.
Yes, I am Blazn. Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. So I am Blazn. Spotify at Blazn. My old music, Master Blazn. Me and my girl Benji actually were a group, Benjamins. That's more underground type scene, type vibe. You can find that on SoundCloud. It's Benjamins with a $sign as the S. But yeah, all platforms, Blazn. You should find me.
Thank you. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, it's the stool.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Actually fun. But very professional.